Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We are going to be focusing on the topic of pasting data. So we're going to just focus on the ways that you can paste data and just cover off the few pitfalls that you can have when you're copying and pasting information, such as just pasting values, how to deal with pasting or copying and pasting formulas, and also formatting, where you have maybe some formatting either in the data that you're wanting to copy and retain when you paste it, or where you're trying to paste information into a different or new table that has its own particular formatting, and you want to make sure that you're not copying formatting from somewhere else. So a couple of things. Hopefully we can make it not too complicated, but there's not real much of a structure to this video. We're just going to go through those scenarios, and hopefully this will prove very useful for you. So you might recognise some of the data we've got on here. It's a very condensed version of one of the previous videos we did when we were looking at subtotals. So basically, first things first, if you wanted to copy this information that we have here, and we're just going to be pasting our examples in the rows below, but obviously you're not fixed on that. You could be copying it to another sheet or so forth. It'll just be easier to copy to the same sheet on these examples. So if you just wanted to do a straight copy of all this information here, you can obviously just select it. We can use our copy option, and then we can just go to our desired location and just paste that here. So you can either use Control V, or the option I just used here is this very first paste option that we have here. So it's just a straightforward paste. And using this method, what it's going to do, it's going to copy all the formatting that you have. So you can see we've got this different color in the header. We've got the grid lines as we had up there. And also at the end here, we've got a calculated field in column F. So that calculation is going to be copied as well. So there's going to be no problems with that. If, however, we want to now change this table, and let's just have a little play around with the formatting. So maybe we're going to make the rows grey. We're going to make the header maybe, I don't know, dark blue. We're going to make the font of the header white. And we might even want to highlight this row. So potentially this row here is of particular interest to us for whatever reason. And you can see that we've changed the formatting of that table. So if we were to now delete this information, and I'm not going to delete, I'm going to use clear contents, because if you use delete, it will obviously delete all of the cells, whereas using clear content is just going to clear the contents of the cells in terms of the values. So you can see like that. So that's maybe a useful tip for you as well. So if you're wanting to remove something, but you don't want to remove the formatting or whatever, you just want to clear the value within the cell, then obviously just use clear content. So the reason I formatted that is just to show it in this other example here. So what we want to do now is copy all of this information, but we don't want to disrupt the formatting we've just set in that second table. So we can do our same copy, and this time we're going to right click, and we're going to use the second option here, what's paste values. So we can paste values, and what you can see is it's pasted our information into the table for us, but it's made sure that it's pasted in and then utilised the formatting that we had set. So there's no contamination of formatting, should we say, or any confusion there. And often what we see people do is they don't maybe know or use the paste values option, and then what can happen is they then having to reformat the table, what obviously can be quite time consuming if you're doing that over and over again. So that's pasting values. One of the problems obviously with pasting values is that it's going to remove any formulas that we might have. So what we need to do in this example is we actually need to do a different method to make sure that we can retain this formula here. So what we can do is if we just select where we've got that formula captured and just go copy this. Oh, I've done a paste. So if I actually just copy this time, so we go copy. And then if I come down to the range in which I wish to paste this information, what we can then do is run a right click, is we can see we have the option here to do formulas. So this is now the third option we have in our paste options. So all we need to do is click that option, and doesn't look like much has changed, but actually it's now pasted a formula in there for us. So it's only copied and pasted the formula, and again it's still retained the formatting we have. So this is again another spot where people get confused, is they often don't know, or they might have a formula, they want to copy that, so rather than using the paste formula option, they just revert back to copying the cell, pasting it with the old formatting, and therefore then having to reformat. So this again is another great solution for doing it. And also what you could do is if you copied all this information and you know add formulas, you can literally paste all of those formulas straight away as it use the paste formula option, because it will then put the values in there for you and obviously the formula as well. So to now continue working through the other examples we have for paste, we're just going to skip over the next one because it's looking at transpose. But what we can do as well is we're able to, where it's required, copy just the formatting rather than the values. So let's say our sales total we've got here. So let's just change these numbers. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So you can see that those values are clearly different to the ones we have below. If for whatever reason we wanted to copy this formatting, maybe we've got another table we've already formatted and we want to utilize that same formatting without having to manually do it, what we have the ability to do is we can select that range and copy that. And then this time when we go to paste, we can literally select the range to paste to and select now our fourth option, which formatting. So if we just now hit formatting, you can see that it's retained the values that we had in this table, but it's now just copied that formatting we had. Another great way of copying formatting, if you want, just for your reference, is to use the Format Painter over here. So the Format Painter is located in the ribbon at the top of your screen within the Home sheet. So if you want to copy any formatting, all you need to do, and we'll do it on a different cell, is select what you want to copy, select the Format Painter, and then click and drag over the area as much as you require, and that's another way to copy and paste the formatting. There are then also some other variations we have with pasting data, going into transpose and some other options. We've already previously done a video on transpose, so if you haven't seen that, why not check that one out now, because that'd be a great start, or not a great start, but another great one for you to know and be aware of how to use. It's particularly useful when you're trying to change basically the layout of the data that you have. So I think we've covered off everything that we wanted to touch on in terms of keeping this quite concise and sort of to the point when it comes to terms of how to paste your data, and some tips and tricks you could say of making sure that you sort of save yourself some time in the long run when it comes to having to reformat cells and so forth. If you did like that video, please make sure to give it a like. It would be greatly appreciated, as it does really help us out. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button so you're notified of all our new videos as soon as they come out onto YouTube. We've got links to our Instagram and Facebook in the description of this video, and as always, if you have any questions, either reach out to us via one of those links or just drop us a comment below this video. Thank you very much, and we shall see you in the next video.